When reading the South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021, it is first important to understand how they are organized. This short video will walk you through the different parts of the standards. The South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021 are based on the three dimensions laid out in the framework. These dimensions are the science and engineering practices, the disciplinary core ideas, and the cross-cutting concepts. The SEPs, which are also called practices, describe what students do. The disciplinary core ideas, also called DCIs, describe the core scientific knowledge students need to know. Finally, the cross-cutting concepts, also called CCCs, describe the concepts linking the different domains of science. The CCCs describe how students think about and make sense of scientific phenomena. The standards have been developed as student performance expectations, which are statements of what students should be able to do by the end of instruction. Performance expectations, also called PEs, combine practices, core ideas, and cross-cutting concepts into a single statement of what is to be assessed. They are not instructional strategies or objectives for a lesson. Let's look at an example of a PE, 7LS23. Develop a model to describe the cycling of matter and flow of energy among living and non-living parts of an ecosystem. The practice is presented in italicized blue text. The practice associated with this PE is develop and use a model to describe a phenomenon. The DCI is presented in orange text. The DCI associated with this PE is energy and matter cycle through living and non-living parts of ecosystems. Finally, the CCC is presented in bolded green text. The CCC associated with this PE is that energy and matter can be tracked as they flow through a natural system. Together, these three dimensions describe what all students must do by the end of instruction to show proficiency. Next, let's take a look at how the PEs are organized and named. The South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021 performance expectations are organized into a grade level for K through 8 or course for high school. This is one major place where the South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021 diverge from the next generation science standards in structure. Each PE is also organized into one of the four domains: physical science, life science, earth and space science, and engineering, technology, and applications of science. Some PEs may address content from across domains. You will not find ETS as a standalone DCI for any performance expectation. It will always be tied to another one of the domains. Additionally, each domain is divided into its primary foundational concepts, which are known as the disciplinary core ideas. Student knowledge stated in the performance expectations is organized along these specific core ideas. Here, you can see all of the core ideas in the four domains. Now that we know more about the organization, let's look back at the example PE to see how it is labeled. The letters or numbers at the beginning of each code designate the grade level or course that PE fits into. This example has 7 for grade 7. The group of letters that follow designate the scientific domain that the PE falls into. Since this performance expectation is for life science, the letters LS are included in the code next to the number. The next number in the code designates which DCI the PE falls under. Here, LS2 means that this performance expectation is related to the DCI LS2, Ecosystems, Interactions, Energy, and Dynamics. The final number indicates the standard number of the PE. So this is the third standard for LS2 in middle school. Now, let's put all of these pieces together and look at a performance expectation card. This set of boxes and words holds the information housed within the PE. At the very top of the card, you will see the DCI listed. Here, we have changed to a different DCI from our previous example. Notice the structure of the performance expectation listed below is similar to our example, including the color coding of the PE to match the 3 dimensions. Many of the PEs have associated clarification statements. These statements are designed to provide examples or additional clarifications to the PE. In addition, many of the performance expectations have associated state assessment boundaries. These boundaries clarify limits to large-scale assessment and are not intended to limit classroom instruction. When evaluating resources, it is important to carefully read the South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021 clarification statements and state assessment boundaries. This is a place where there are some differences in language from the next generation science standards. Some of these differences may seem slight, but they can have implications for how well a potential resource aligns to our South Carolina science standards. Below the PE box, there are 3 colored boxes that contain the foundational language from the framework. The language from these boxes was used to compose the performance expectation. The blue box lists the practice that is part of the PE and provides additional clarification for the performance expectation. The orange box contains the same information for the DCI. Whenever a DCI statement is said to be secondary, that means that DCI is not explicitly part of the performance expectation, but proficient students for the listed PE can also be considered proficient for that DCI. The green box names and clarifies the CCC for the performance expectation. At the end of each foundation box, there is a live link to the appropriate page in the framework to support understanding of the performance expectation. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the structure and organization of the South Carolina College and Career Ready Science Standards 2021. Here you will find the contact information for the secondary and elementary science education associates. If you are viewing this video as part of the Canvas course, please remember to return to the course page and respond to the prompts on the page.